promise you'll see a brighter me. I'm sorry. To all my supporters, man. I love y'all. I just want to say thank you for supporting me since day one.
All right, Coach. EA Sports coverage of the National Football League is on the air. The scene a few moments ago, here it is. It's unlike any other in sport as both teams made their way out of the tunnel. These folks are fired up as their guys are ready to do battle between the Houston Texans and the Jacksonville Jaguars. Lurching closer toward the midway point of this NFL season, and we're underway on EA Sports. This is taken about 7 yards deep. Oh, good footwork on the spin. And a pretty good return here. He'll be stopped just shy of the 25 at the 24-yard line.
Spread right, 72.
The first carry now. This is Johnson. And nothing doing on his first run. Back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it. No gain on the play there. Second down. And as a defensive end, getting off the ball quickly, swarming to the football, making a tackle. That's what we saw right there.
Yeah, that's what their job is. And really, a lot of the time, they have to throttle back a little bit in the run game because you know those defensive ends, they're like in a sprinter stance. They're just headed straight for the quarterback. That was good recognition on that play to hold them to no gain.
Bortles to throw on second down. Shaheen, the tight end, on the right side. A Jacksonville first down on a pickup of 17.
His position, and he's listed as a tight end, but he certainly doesn't run like one, and that's what we're seeing more and more coming into the league. Those guys who can run, make plays after the catch, and gain that additional yardage.
And using that speed there to turn it into a pretty nice little gain.
Hey, let's go. Trip front.
Throwing on first down is Bortles. Dumping it off for Johnson. And he'll be brought down right at the 45-yard line. 4 yards on the pickup, and it'll be second down.
So many times you hear today's NFL described as a space game. Get your best players into space with the football in their hands. That's why sometimes you just swing it out to your runner, get him out in the flat, and let him have a chance to make people miss an open field.
First carry for Nick Chubb, and he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. It'll go as a loss of a yard, and it'll set up third down.
No surprise there, Jadeveon Clowney with a tackle for loss. We all know how he became one of the most famous players in football, though, don't we remember?
Oh, that one play.
Yeah, that one big-time play. It was on highlights everywhere. They want to see more of that here in the NFL.
Spread left. So right.
Throwing his Bortles on third down. Eluding the pressure right. Oh, he almost picked it. Nearly a turnover there on their opening drive. And that's a throw he'd like to have back. Now fourth down.
And third down is a key down in any game you play. And third down defense, something we've got to watch in this one. Got to be effective on the passing downs. That's a pretty good first step right there.
A special teams mistake there, no doubt. Just 26 yards officially on the punt. And the Texans will take over with a 1st and 10. The fourth down run successful. Now they look to pay it off on first down.
Richmond.
On first down, Watson. Over the middle to Smith. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. Give him 13 yards on the opening play of the drive and also give him a first down. A first carry now for Jordan Howard. And he's going to take this across midfield into Jacksonville territory. 2 yards on the carry there. It'll be second down.
And this is why aggressive defensive coordinators love to blitz. It wreaks havoc because they end up taking their attention to the blitzers, freed up the D lineman to make the play.
Counting down toward the midway point in quarter one. This is Howard on second down. And a pretty big hole as he's down to about the 40. It's a gain of 6, moves him to a manageable 3rd and 2 situation.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
So 3rd and 2, this quite possibly 4-down territory, though, if they're stopped.
Down! Green the line! Green the line!
They'll try to run for it with Howard. Call it no gain there, and it leads to a 4th down.
All right, quick observation, Brandon, because early on in this game, I'm seeing linebackers putting up their noses close to the line of scrimmage.
And my guess is the wheels are turning on that other sideline. As a play caller, you're filing that away right now, aren't you?
Yeah, you're trying to find that opportunity later on when you can play action them or stick something to them between the 2nd and the 3rd level.
And now before this 4th and 2 play comes to fruition, they're going to think about it and call a timeout. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter. Too long for a field goal, too short to punt. That in-between range, and they'll go for it on 4th down. They will indeed snap it to Watson. He may try and run for this. Bill O'Brien rolls the dice, but to no avail. And the Jaguars are going to take possession here on the turnover on downs. Here comes the Jaguars offense as they get set to go again. They punted last time they had it. What steps, Charles, you think they have to take to make sure they don't do that again?
Well, let's just go to the football 101, the trade expression 101. Win first down. Make 5, 6, 7 yards on first down and make it a 2nd and 3, 2nd and manageable. Keep accumulating first downs that way. Keep moving the football. You don't want to get behind the sticks because then the defense has the advantage.
It's a pickup of 4, and it'll bring up 2nd down.
Lucy.
Now Bortles throwing on 2nd down. Underneath for Johnson. And he'll be brought down just shy of midfield at the 49-yard line.
I know most of the time when the ball's in the air, you're thinking wide receiver, tight end, but running backs, they can be a big part of any passing offense nowadays.
And Bortles going to sneak it. Call it no gain on the keeper, and it's going to bring up a 4th down.
They gain nothing, and all they need are inches. Usually we put this on the offensive line, but sometimes it's the quarterback's fault as well on the sneak. You've got to get low and burrow.
Usually we talk about O-line surge, their D-line surge leading to 4th. And in their own territory, needing only a few inches, they're going to line up to go for this thing on 4th down. They do go for it. It's Bortles. He's going to loft one deep, and the defense loses him. It's complete. Touchdown, Jaguars. DJ Chark, his 4th touchdown on the year. And the Jags have taken the early lead. extra point right down the middle. And it's now a 7-0 game. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And he'll take this one near the 25, call it the 26-yard line. And now out comes Houston. And last time out, went for it on 4th down, turned it over, gave them great field position, turned into 6 points, so they've got to recover here, Charles.
It's amazing what one decision can do in the chain of events, right? The decision to go for it on 4th down.
Caused all of that.
It caused every bit of it, but it showed confidence. Hey, I've got confidence in you guys. Go pick it up for them. Didn't happen. Also showed confidence in the defense. They didn't pick up their end of the bargain, so now they've got to come back out and start over and rebuild that confidence.
Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
Well, we saw them there trying to get it to the outside, trying to get to the perimeter, but not a whole lot of room there. But there's got to be one positive to that. If you keep moving laterally, creases tend to develop as the game moves on, and they can run it back inside later.
Here's Watson now on 2nd down. Escaping the pressure right. Man open, that's QT complete. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. With Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin, and it's Texans football as we get going in quarter number 2. And they've got it here with a 1st down.
Richmond.
They'll run it now out of the gun. Powers through him. And he sheds a tackle. Now he's got some space. And he'll take this one in for a Texans touchdown. Jordan Howard, his 4th touchdown on the year. And the Texans are an extra point away from tying this football game. Extra point good by Prater, and we are tied at 7. So we're right back where we started, all even as the kick's away. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And all that worked, but he stopped where he ultimately would have been, and he's simply taken a knee, and that's the 25-yard line. And out now comes Jacksonville as they get ready to go. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did before because that worked. But you have to be prepared for wrinkles and counters because you know they'll make some adjustments.
And he'll fight forward to about the 27-yard line. Give him a couple on the carry there. 2nd and 8.
Early down stuff to put this offense in a precarious position. We know they're securing the point of attack, especially against the big-bodied guys in the middle of this D, has got to be priority 1.
To throw is Bortles. Steps away to his left. 10 yards there, good enough for a Jags 1st down.
Well, he did a nice job keeping his eyes downfield, waiting for someone to get open. But once the pressure forced his eyes down to see the rush, it was time to make a break for it.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. Now a play fake. Bortles flushed out right. Now he's going to throw it back deep over the middle. And it drops down incomplete. Thought he might have had it. Instead, 2nd down.
And it is true. You can draft the fastest. You can draft the most athletic guys. But if they don't know the art of positioning, sometimes it's all for naught. In this case, in the right spot, helped force the incompletion.
Yeah, but had his hands on it for a second. Would have been a tough catch, though. Falls incomplete. Into a double team, and it's intercepted. Picked off Byron Jones. And this will be a touchdown. He tried to get something going there with a little toss behind the line of scrimmage. Unsuccessful.
How about the athleticism of the coverage, though? Being able to dance with him coming out of the backfield. That's not easily done, but not only did he dance, took it, wheeled, and went the other way. Ended up with 6 points for his team.
Prater for the extra point, and that makes the score 14-7. This will be taken to the back of the end zone. Solid return, pretty good field position. They'll start at the 32-yard line. And out now comes Jacksonville as they get ready to go. And fresh off the pick six, they've got to forget about that quickly.
In this case now, the guy throwing the ball, he's got to be like what we talked about with defensive backs who get beat for a long touchdown. Short-term memory, right back out there doing the things that he does best, and knowing that taking care of the ball is paramount. Here's his opportunity.
It all comes back to those defensive backs for the former DB, right?
I don't know where that comes from. It just kind of emerges out of me for some reason.
It's deep in there, right? Yeah. It's a loss of a yard there, and now second down. On second down, here's Bortles. Able to find Shaheen here. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. 4 yards on the completion, and it sets up a third down.
And, partner, I think that was a great example that not all tight ends are created equal, because everything was right. Got the completion, but he's not one of the more dynamic guys in the league. So even though he caught it, couldn't turn it into much more.
Under 4 to play now. Clock running. Third down. Shotgun now for Bortles. It's a short one here, complete to his tight end. And he's got the first down yardage before he's brought down at the 42. His first catch, good for 8 and a first down.
Here we go.
Bortles now on first down. Over the middle, that's caught by Meredith. So he got free of one tackle, but couldn't do a whole lot else. The completion good for 3, and it's second down.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he can get a good head of steam going.
And he'll be brought down at the 50 after a gain of about 5.
And there's a run to be happy with. Good, solid yardage. He'll take that anytime you hand the ball to a back.
The Jaguars on third down. Just 1 for 3 thus far. This time they face a 3rd and 2. From midfield, here's Bortles. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. These strong safeties, some people may not realize it. It's really like an extra linebacker, right?
It really is, because they're hybrids. Half linebacker, half defensive back. The linebacker in him on that play emerged.
2 minutes to play here in the first half. Back with more from Jacksonville. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back after this. On is the punt team now as this one's sent away. And this is going to hit the goal line and continue on into the end zone for a touchback. The Texans offense now, they get set to head back onto the field. And that recipe on their last drive that resulted in a touchdown looked pretty good, so they'll be hoping to do that once more.
And it takes me back to when we sat with the offensive coordinator and the head coach. They felt pretty good about their game plan and thought there were some holes in the defense, and they exploited them the last time out. Let's see if they can come back and put together a similar drive.
And we'll see if they can do just that. And they'll get him down here at the 23.
I think we have to give credit to him for buying time and extending the play. But, you know, there's some really upset defenders on that one. They thought that they had him. Instead, he was coated in Teflon and got away.
Now 2nd and 7 from the 23. To throw on second is Watson. And the Jags get to him as down he goes.
You've called plenty of games in your career. Do you believe in momentum, my man?
I do, and I think we're seeing it right here.
Oh, there's no doubt about it. The run that he's been on. How about that? 3 sacks in a game a week ago, and another one right here. Oh, he's feeling it in a big way.
Richmond.
3rd and long. It's Watson. And he's going to go down again. And now the Jags going to signal for another timeout as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. The Texans send the punter out as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. He was called on 3 times in the win last week as his first one here's away. The Jaguars getting set to go. And our game's hit a little bit of a lull here, a little bit of a snag. Punts on back-to-back drives.
And old school coaches don't necessarily mind that. Didn't turn it over, right? Didn't create a big play for the other team. Right now what you're looking for is can you gain an advantage in field position? And that's what both teams are seeking right now.
Yeah, they'll be seeking to gain that advantage here on this drive. Now a play fake here on 1st down. Buying time to his left. Now it's caught inside the 25. And that one results in 35 yards.
In our pregame meeting, all they talked about was keeping him hemmed in and wanting him to make his throws from the pocket because they knew he was pretty dangerous if he got outside, and he just showed it right there. Pretty good arm, too.
A 1st down carry here for Johnson. And he will lose yardage and be backed up to the 24. The loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's 2nd down.
Spread right, 72. Still left. Lucy. Check. Spread right, 72. Lucy. Still left. 372.
From the gun, it's Bortles. Flush to his right. And that is incomplete.
This defense has been very disruptive early on as they force another one to go awry.
It seems to be the front and the back end. Pass rush, they've been able to get home, and they're taking the ball away in coverage as well.
I love how you put it together. The front and back working in sync, only way to play good defense.
The Jaguars on 3rd down. They've only converted once in 4 tries. This is going to be 3rd and 13.
Move.
To throw, it's Bortles. Nowhere to turn this time, and he goes down. Sacked back at the 29. And now we're going to get a timeout here called by the defense, as the clock will stop with 37 seconds to play in this 1st half. And this one is right down Broadway. And they'll cut the lead back down to 4 now at 14-10. So a good kick there, and they put the bow tie on it with 3 points.
And let's face it, everybody wants a touchdown. We know that. But in the NFL, defenses are awfully good. You're not going to score each and every time. Be able to knock the ball through the post and take the throw.
By the way, I said bow tie. I meant just bow. Not the tie, but yeah.
Either way.
You got it.
I just went right past it.
And the Texans set to come onto the field. And we'll see how this is played. Offensively, they've got the lead. Not a whole lot of time left. What do you think, Charles?
Well, it's tempting to try and add to your lead, but a mistake there, that can change things in a big way. I say go ahead, take the knee, get on out for the half.
Richmond. Tiger.
Now a 1st down throw, Watson. He's going to loft this one deep left sideline. So they took a shot on 1st down, but couldn't connect.
Well, partner, they're not content to run this one out as we head towards the half, trying to hit a big chunk play right there and add to their score.
Yeah, this is a confident group. At the very least, they're thinking field goal.
Yeah, and I don't blame them one bit. I don't think you sit on the ball going into the half when you have a chance to put some more points on the board.
Line of scrimmage, again the 25, 2nd and 10. Throwing again on 2nd and 10, Watson. Dancing to his left. And he's just going to get rid of this thing. To no one here. He throws it away. And now it's 3rd. Now they face a 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll get it up near the 35, right at the 34 here. 9 yards on the carry there, but it'll be 4th down now. Now here's a whistle and a timeout. It's called by the receiving team here, as they'll stop the clock with 12 seconds to go in this first half. His first punt, 45 yards. This looks good as well. A good return there, 17 yards. And there'll be time for maybe one final play before halftime. Here comes the Jaguars offense as they get set here. And from this spot in the field with the clock where it's at, you think we're just going to see a knee and that's it?
And I think in this situation, that's the proper play. But we do know there's some risk takers out there that may want to take one more shot before the clock runs out.
And he'll be brought down shy of the 40 at the 38-yard line. So we have reached halftime here. It's the visitors, the Texans, out in front. As we send you a couple hours south of here to Orlando, that's where we check in with the coach and our EA Sports halftime report. That's fielded in the end zone. And he'll be brought down at the 23, make it the 24-yard line. Now the Texans offense, they head back out to do battle here. They have the lead. Now they'll be looking for some separation here as we begin the third quarter.
I like the way you term that, because now I think they go a little bit deeper into their playbook. They like what they did in the first half. That worked okay. But in order to get the separation that you just talked about, change things up a little bit. Change your tendencies. Try and hit them a little bit more with some things they didn't see in the first half.
We'll see if they do just that. He'll get a nice chunk there on the first down run, and it's 2nd and 4. Slip his way up across the 30 to the 32. And he got half of what he needed there, 2 yards, and it'll bring up a 3rd and 2 more. And that'll set them back 5. Not ideal there. That delay of game backs them up 5 yards, so now they need 7 yards on 3rd down.
Come back.
A shotgun snap for Watson. A bullet throw, but incomplete.
Not only was the call spot on, how about the execution of that defense right there? The zone was absolutely locked up tight. He was trying to force it in there on 3rd down.
But if there's a time to force it, he felt like he needed to make a play, right?
Yeah, exactly right. 3rd down, you got to try and find something. There's nothing available there for him.
This will be fielded at the 17. That'll be put in the books as a 53-yard punt. And the Jaguars go on offense, 1st down and 10. Here comes the Jags offense now. Time for their first possession of half number 2. They were able to get the stop defensively. Now a chance to turn that into points on the offensive end.
Can you imagine what the grease board looks like at the half? Because
no, tell me.
That's exactly what they printed up. Stop them on defense, get the ball back for our offense, and go downfield and score some points. Now, the last part remains to be seen, but they got the first part done very well.
Do people use grease boards, or you mean the magic marker boards?
Yeah, those two.
On play action, now Bortles. It's a short one here, complete to the tight end. And he's going to be stopped up right at the line of scrimmage. That one good for the completion percentage, but no gain. It'll be third down. The Jaguars on third down. Just 1 for 5 to this point. Here it's 3rd and 3.
All good.
Working from the gun, it's Bortles. Completing it to the right side, Johnson. And he's going to have the first down at about the 38. The 5 yards on the play there as the drive will continue.
Everyone's got to be able to catch the football. Doesn't matter what position you play, but if you're on offense, be aware a ball may come your way.
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. On 1st and 10, here's Bortles. Under pressure, and the Texans able to get in there for the sack. Great job defensively. I think he was trying to go through his progressions, find someone to get rid of the football. Before he knew it, he was on his back.
So that just brings us right back to what you said in the beginning. A great job defensively. Nowhere to go with the football. That led to the sack.
So after the sack, here's 2nd and 14. Play action. Now it's Bortles. Throw left side, taken in by Meredith. A big play there on the catch and run. 59 yards.
Well, partner, I'm not sure how this drive's going to end, but how about the way they flip field position there? A nice attacking play. They picked up a heck of a chunk of yardage.
Much right. Lucy.
Bortles. In trouble, and he'll go down back at the 12.
So if we recount real quick, he had the touchdown earlier, and now he comes up with the sack here. No doubt about it, he's having himself a game.
Bortles to throw on 2nd down. Pass incomplete. The linebacker, Zach Cunningham, there defensively to make that play.
And that incompletion was caused by the defense. I think they were trying to get one into the middle of the field, trying to find a receiver there. But they were in zone defense. And what are the advantages of being in zone? Eyes and reaction. Eyes meaning all eyes are on the quarterback and able to react when he throws the football and rally to that spot. And that's exactly what happened there. Able to get there and knock it away.
Now Bortles dumping it off for Johnson. And he's able to work it here to the 8-yard line. A 4-yard pickup, not enough. 4th down. Instead of throwing it downfield, Charles, they just tried to dump it underneath there. Do you like the call?
I do. I think it's a high percentage play because you get the completion, and what you're counting on is your back to use his legs and his elusiveness to make people miss and pick up the first down. In this case, it didn't happen.
So a decent drive there to start the 3rd quarter. They only salvaged 3 out of it, but they inch a bit closer.
Yeah, but still lots of time to go in this one. That's why you hear that clapping on the sidelines, right? Hey, got some points. As you said, inching their way back in. Time left to go out and get that victory.
That'll be taken in the end zone. And now out comes Houston. And right now these guys, they're shuffling a little bit, maybe doubting, because 3 straight drives have ended with them punting the football away.
Yeah, so you start pointing fingers at each other a little bit, asking a lot of questions. What are you seeing? What are you getting? Maybe trying to narrow down your playbook a little bit and maybe get simpler rather than more complex in order to try and fashion together a drive.
Watson will bring up the Texans here, 1st and 10 at their own 27. They'll begin the drive with Howard. And he'll take this up near the 35, maybe the 34. It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3.
First play of the drive, let's give credit all around. Excellent blocking, but the guy carrying the ball, he was the finisher. A really nice run.
On 2nd down, here's Watson. Out to the flat. That's complete to his running back. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. A good pick up there of 20 yards.
We can talk all we want about football being a game of strength and brawn. It's also a game of mismatches, and they're trying to create one there, getting it to their back out of the backfield to make a bigger play.
As we often say, get it to him in space, let him use his leg.
Yeah, if he can get a matchup against a linebacker or maybe a defensive end dropping out in a zone blitz, he's going to win that battle just about every time.
11 more on that one and another first down.
I think the last two plays really illustrate how difficult it is to game plan against this guy because you know he can throw the football, but how about his use of legs as well? What we call those broken plays, you can't account for them.
Yeah, those plays, those two that you just mentioned, a microcosm really of how he can hurt you. Some good games going on in the early window. This might be the best of the bunch. On first down, they run with Howard. And this play will be blown up. He'll lose yardage back at the 38. It's a loss of 2 there, bringing up second down. Run blitz there defensively, something we might see more of here in the fourth quarter.
I think we'll see a lot of it, and the difference between that and a pass blitz, you're just trying to get to the quarterback. You're trying to scheme someone open who will get to the QB and make sure he gets on the ground. In a run blitz, you're actually trying to cover up gaps, trying to cover up holes so they can't run the football.
Here's Watson to throw on second down. Going deep for Hopkins. That is caught. Hopkins for the Texans touchdown. DeAndre Hopkins, his 5th touchdown now on the year. And the Texans will extend their lead. Extra point good by Prater. And that will ensure that it will take a touchdown and a 2-point conversion to tie it. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. This will be taken to the back of the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. And now out come the Jags. And last time they got 3 points, but it was a chip shot field goal. And when you go to the sideline after a chip shot field goal, maybe the offense not too happy.
It's a balancing act, isn't it? Because you're exactly right. They're none too pleased that they didn't punch it in for 6 points. But they also have to remember they did put points on the board.
3 points is 3 points.
And in this league, you take points when you can get them. Not easily done.
Throwing on first down is Bortles. And this is going to be intercepted. Picked up by the former first-rounder Artie Burns. And a huge return as they take this one all the way down inside the 30-yard line. If you combine last week and this week, he's got a hat trick going because he had 2 interceptions a week ago.
He's seeing the ball so well and understanding where receivers are and positioning. I mean, just watching him work with such great technique and paying it off by actually catching the ball when he has a chance, he's helping his team in a huge way.
Yardage here to the 31-yard line. That's going to go as a loss of 2, and it'll be second down.
I like the idea to mix it up from time to time because, let's face it, you can't be predictable. But the execution was a little lacking on this one, right? They might want to go back to the drawing board with that call.
First play of the drive goes the wrong way. Here's 2nd and 12.
Come back, come back.
To throw is Watson. Looking to throw on second down. He's going to rifle one deep left. And look at this. They get the turnover they needed. It's intercepted. A.J. Boye with a pick. A critical error there in a tight game of the 4th.
All you talk about is taking care of the football, and especially with a lead here in the 4th quarter. turning it over. Now the door is open for the opposition.
Just in general, when you're passing in the fourth quarter with a lead, no matter at what point, you got to be super careful.
Got to be careful, and sometimes you can be so careful that you end up running yourself into an error.
And he'll go down for a loss inside his own 5 at the 4. He'll wind up losing a yard on the play, and that'll bring up a 2nd and 11.
Here we go. 11B.
Here's Bortles to throw. And he'll get this up to the 4 right about there, and that's about it. All that gets him is just a yard, and now it's 3rd down.
Hey, spread right, smack. Lucy.
Throwing his Bortles on 3rd down. That's caught by Meredith right side. And a nice little quick spin move before he's dropped. And a pretty good gain. They'll get 10 there, but it leaves them just short for 4th down. Now Bortles, got to have this one. Eluding the pressure right. Throwing right, and that's complete. They're able to keep the drive alive, 7 yards that time, and the decision to go for it proves to be a good one.
This possession means so much for them. They've got to focus on this drive and find a way to make this a one-possession game.
Yes.
Got to get a score.
Yeah, so good with a field goal. Don't necessarily need a touchdown. Bortles now on 1st down. He's going to look deep down the field. And that's caught inside the 35. And he takes it all the way down to the 32. A big 3rd down play there for the Jags. 47 yards.
Sunday.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he will cross the 30 down to the 29-yard line. Byron Jones in there to make the tackle. And the trend continues here in the 4th like it was in the 1st, 2nd, and 3rd. He's had nowhere to run.
And you're probably thinking to yourself, why do they keep feeding him the football? Well, they trust him first and foremost. They do believe that over time he might actually pop one of these runs. But bottom line is he takes care of the ball well for them, so they'll keep handing it to him.
Time for a break. We'll come back, see what transpires after this. Now Bortles throwing on 2nd down. Underneath for Johnson. Great footwork, but still wrangled down before reaching the 20. It's a gain of 7, and that'll bring up what looks to be a 3rd and inches. Can't be more than a half a foot.
Hey, spread left. So right.
Back to throw. He's going to flip one out here to his running back. And he's going to have a 1st down here as he gets this one to the 17-yard line. They get 5 out of that one, and it moves the chains. Back to throw. And he can't get a throw away. He's taken down. Now before this 2nd down play, we'll get whistles and a timeout, as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming 2nd down play. So after the sack, they'll come up on a still manageable 2nd and 13. He's back to throw. And that is caught. Touchdown, Jacksonville. DJ Chark, 2 catches, 2 touchdowns here so far. And the Jaguars move back within a couple of the lead. They'll look to throw. And, a crusher there as it's intercepted. Picked off at the 12. should have been picked. Probably doesn't matter on a two-point conversion, but still, as a former DB, you want to grab that ball when you can, don't you?
You certainly do, and don't say it, because I know you're thinking it. Don't say it.
What am I thinking?
You know what I know what you're thinking. Well, if he'd had hands, he'd be playing on offense, right?
That's true. You've said that before. Now the Jags will use the second of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with 65 seconds remaining. So a minute and change to go, and this is going to be an onside kick. Now the Texans will burn the first of their timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this. So a minute and change to go, and this is going to be an onside kick. And the effort snuffed out. The Texans' hands team recovers. Well, fourth quarter, they felt like they needed the football back. Unfortunately, they couldn't get it.
And I know we brought analytics into the game, and someone has said here that the data says that when a team's expecting an onside kick, 80% of the time, the team expecting it, they do actually recover the ball, which is what we saw here. I just wonder if that number is much more of an anecdotal type of a number. Kind of like when the coaches tell us, well, when you score on special teams, 93% of the time you win the game. I'm still waiting to see that number is empirical.
Give him 9 on the carry that time, and they're set up with a 2nd and 1. Another yard would probably put this thing in the books. It's 2nd and 1. Again, it's Howard. And he gets it down to the 32. It's a gain of 3 there, and that should be just about all she wrote.
2nd and 1, and people want to run the football. This is where every back in the league is supposed to do exactly what we just saw there. Pick up the first down.
From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. On the handoff, this is Howard. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little gain. A nice run there, 9 yards, and it'll be 2nd down. Charles, why didn't they just take the knee there?
You're asking the question that I'm asking as well, because we've seen a lot of football where coaches decide maybe they get a little greedy. I don't know if they're doing it for stats or for what reason. We've seen it happen in college, and how about in the NFL? The miracle of the Meadowlands. All they had to do was take a knee, and the game was over. The Giants ran it one more time. Ball popped free. Philadelphia picks it up and wins the game.
What year was that?
1978. I think it was in November.
That'll do it for us. For Charles Davis and all our hardworking crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. For more, find us on Twitter @EA Madden NFL. So long, everybody.